Let us talk about silica today. So, what is Silicea? Silicea is a remedy which is prepared from silica dioxide. So, if we have to understand silica, let us understand deeper aspects. Now, what is Silicea? It is a grain, right? It is from the third row of periodic table. So, how is the grain? How is the sand? Sand is very gritty. It is very hard. So also is the silica personality. They are very hard people. They are very gritty. They are very obstinate people. They are very obstinate in their thoughts. They are very obstinate in their actions. They are very obstinate in their ideologies. Right? So whenever you melt the sand, from silica we make glass as well. So when you make glass, you make ceramics or you make pottery, they are very delicate to touch. They are very hard and stubborn, but they can be easily breakable. So also is the remedy Silicea. They are very obstinate, as I said. They are very stubborn, but they can be broken easily. They are very delicate people. So the constitution of the silica physically is very delicate. They can fall sick very easily. When they enter your clinic, one thing you'll note about Silicea is, you look at the patient and say how delicate he or she is, how graceful he and she is. She dresses herself very well, she speaks very well, or he speaks very well. As well, when they talk, they will never talk very loudly. The voice, the tone of the patient will be very low, will be very soft. So you have a rubric in repertory: speech, soft, slow. That is Silicea. So कितनी बार मेरे clinic में what happens, whenever Silicea patient comes, I have to tell them, please speak loudly. I'm not able to hear because they are so slow and delicate when they talk. Now, what is the reason they are very slow? They are very delicate. We have to understand that. Now, this remedy, Silicea, we make glass out of Silicea, right? Now, if there is slight crack in the glass, if there is slight deformity in the pottery or ceramic, will you buy it? You will never buy it. For them, how they look is very important. The image is very important. So also the Silicea patient, for them, their image is very important. So they have a certain image about themselves, which they have developed in their childhood, and the whole struggle in their life is what? It's all about maintaining that image. For example, he is a doctor and he has dreamed like, I'll be such and such a doctor. I'll be such a diligent doctor. I'll try to cure so many patients. I'll give such a good results. But if someone comes and tell them, what a human being you are, you're a fantastic human being, he'll be never happy. Why? Because he wants to listen that he's a very good doctor, because this is image he has about himself, and he wants an reassurance from the society that the image what I have about myself, whether they are able to understand, whether I'm up to the mark about the image. So they are always looking for a validation about their image. The whole struggle about Silicea is to maintain the image. So physically how? They look well, they dress well, they talk well, they'll not talk nonsense. They are no nonsense zone people. Right? Mentally how? They'll study well. If they are business people, they'll do things with honesty. They will be one of the most honest personalities. Be it a business person, be it a scientist, be it a politician, be it a doctor, you will see diligence, you will see honesty in them. Because again, they have to maintain their image in order to be accepted. Like Naja. Now, these patients, whenever a Silicea patient comes to your clinic, right? Maybe they will not present themselves as, they have no confidence. They are very image conscious people. You have to dig deep. They will never tell, doctor, I'm very image conscious people. No Silicea will tell you. You have to understand from everything. How they sit, how they talk, what they have achieved in their life, how they have achieved in their life. So in order to have a good image, in order to be accepted by the society, by himself, these people become self-critical. So Silicea is one of the most self-critical remedy. They are in constant check with themselves, Am I going wrong? Am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? So you have a rubric, self-critical person. You have a rubric, anxiety conscious about. So they are so much into self-criticism, they are so much into anxiety consciousness. If any time the image breaks, if any time they are not successful enough to build their image, they start becoming unconfident. This is where the confidence of Silicea starts breaking. They can become low confident. They develop fears. They develop all kind of fears. They can be hypochondriac. They have extreme anxiety about health. They have extreme anxiety of the future. They can become very avarice. They will not want responsibility because they think I'm not capable enough to take the responsibility. And this is how the downfall of Silicea begins. At physical journals also you have ailments from vaccination, suppression of perspiration, and then the pathology will begin. You have soles and palms are usually cold, and out of 100, 90% of Silicea people will show perspirations of soles and palms. Right? So this is in short about Silicea. So I'll just wind up fast about Silica. They are very image conscious people, they are very stubborn, they are very obstinate, they are very mild in yielding. Now, there's a combination, they are very mild, they are very yielding, they will never oppose you, whatever you tell them, but they will do what they want to do. Because they are very sure what they want, they are very fixed about their ideas, they are very fixed about their goals. But they listen to you, they are not opposing. Because why? They are image conscious, they are very timid people, right? They can be artists, they are very idealistic people, right? They are very elegant. You will see a touch of aristocracy in them, right? They are very soft-spoken people. They are very chilly. They want covering. Soles and palms are cold to touch. They cannot tolerate cold. This is in short about Silicea. I have a lot to talk about it, but I'm just sharing you one shade of Silicea. Hope it was useful to you. Thank you so much. Be in touch.